Greetings. My name is Kimberly Kaler, and I'm here today to talk to you about marketing trends that we see in 2023. During this time of year, when everybody is putting together their plans for the new year, we get a lot of questions with regards to marketing trends. What do you see? Everybody seems to be looking for some magic answers. We are going to share with you today what we see as the top 5 trends moving into the next year. First thing is just an acknowledgement that we are in a digital first area now more than ever before. Some of the other factors that are really challenging is that there's more competition than ever. So it makes it really hard to make sure that your content is making its way through the clutter, through the noise, if you will. A lot of questions with also regard to economic conditions. Are things going to slow down? All of these are very much impacting what we see from a marketing standpoint and the questions that you are being asked to address. With that, the first trend really talks about data-driven content marketing. So what do we mean by that? Content marketing is not anything new. It's a trend, it's a tool that has been evolving for the last 2 decades during the entire span of our existence. And content marketing is that coalition of all of your content, like it sounds. So blog items on your website, your social media, those videos that you share, truly having that integrated marketing communications approach. Digital is very, very much a part of that, and having the ability to actually cut through the noise and know what makes sense for you. So in terms of content marketing, one of the things we would like to share with you is a tool that we are now using and have a license for that gives you license as well as one of our true allies and clients and customers is Demand Jump. So this Demand Jump tool allows us to actually make sure that the content that we are pumping out is not only being found, but also resonating. So what does that mean? How does that work? Well, we've prided ourselves for our entire existence with our ability to communicate not just what you need to get out there, but stopping and asking the question in terms of your key audiences, your target audiences. What are they looking for in terms of messaging? What this tool Demand Jump allows us to do is take that one step further and actually dive in, drill in a little bit from a search engine optimization standpoint and find out what are people asking. So instead of just sharing some key elements in your content marketing program, in your integrated marketing communications program about a new product, a service, maybe it's how your organization is actually showcasing and meeting the needs of today's world with regards to sustainability. We actually make sure that when we are pumping information out, it resonates and it actually matches what is being searched. So what is being searched in Google with regards to what should an engineering firm be offering in terms of sustainability, as an example. So a really fantastic tool that we're proud of. We have already used it on our own site, and we're building out our website, going back with our different pages. And instead of just sharing the content we want to get out there, we're going back and reworking some things based on what people are searching related to different topics. So best practices related to social media, how to hire an advertising agency, those kind of things. Lots of different examples, and we could gladly spend some time discussing how they apply to you. What I show here on the screen also is a recent example of how we've used this tool with regard to public relations. So instead of us saying, hey, let's get an article out there about this topic, in this case is preventative maintenance for concrete pavement, we were able to drill down and Demand Jump what people are searching. So maybe DOT officials, maybe different public agencies, what they're searching on this topic, and then make sure that we are including that content as well as our own key messages in what we get out there. So not only are we delivering the key messages in the right format, but we're also really working hard to make sure that the content is shared and the content is found. So this data analytic tool allows us to create and increase first page rankings and drive outcomes. And we are really, really excited about this tool and have lots of examples. So if you would like a demonstration of it, shoot me an email and we'll get it set up for you. The next item is trend 2, which relates to digital advertising. So that builds on trend 1 a little bit. I wanted to share that we are using another really cool tool called Feather. And this allows us to go in and geofence and email map and use a lot of other ways to actually target different audiences with regards to digital advertising. So this goes beyond just putting an ad on LinkedIn or putting an ad on Facebook. It allows us to drill down to different target audiences, showing some campaigns here that we've done not only for AOE, but also for the Coalition for Responsible Roads, which is a really great program in which we're reaching the general public in Arizona with regards to their roads and how concrete is a better solution. So geofencing allows us to actually narrow in to a particular geographic event or target. So for example, in Arizona, we've actually targeted a Diamondbacks game and got those messages showing up on people's phones related to this. Email mapping allows us to actually target different groups related to that we have the email addresses for. Geofencing also allows us to actually go backwards in time. So we can actually look at who attended World of Concrete last year or a specific event or trade show. And from there, we can actually target those IP addresses. Keyword search and lookalike audiences are also an option. So if this is something that interests you, happy to show the tool to you and talk to you a little bit about it. We also have some great examples of how this fits with workforce development. So shown here, American Concrete Pumping Association has a really great campaign to try and recruit people to the industry. So a great use of digital advertising in the tool. And here's some other examples of some of these campaigns that we have going on. Trend 3 that we see is equity and sustainability communications. So equity and sustainability is popping up. The diversity, equity, inclusion topic really got big, early days of the pandemic with the murder of George Floyd. And then some of the discussions related to DEI, unfortunately, actually stalled in many areas. We're starting to see the equity piece come back. We're really happy about it. And in many cases, it's showing up as sustainability or as a component of sustainability. So you can see here, everyone from the Federal Highway Administration to the United States Department of Transportation in their strategic plans related to sustainability, equity is a piece of it. So if you need help with regard to how to get that message out, how to integrate your DEI programs, your DEI language, your equity piece, as well as with regard to sustainability, let us know. Showing some examples here too of the importance of developing personas. That is something that we really encourage you to do. This is actually for the concrete pavement industry with regards to how we target different personas, and we have them built out for everything from taxpayer to legislators to engineers, et cetera, what is important to them, what their pain points are, key messages, as well as collateral to get in front of them. So that also is a trend in terms of building out content. Also, I'd like to mention that part of the sustainability discussion, this equity discussion, the other key words and trends that you'll see in it are resiliency and longevity. So like to really showcase all of these things, which may seem like buzzwords or may seem like trends to you. They are all integrated in one way or another, and we have the expertise to help you and navigate and put communications together that actually really are meaningful. Other examples here, this is for NEW, which is ACI Center for Excellence for Carbon Neutral Concrete. We have team members on our staff that are actually certified in sustainability from the communications angle. So we want to be able to help you deliver your message. And then again, also reminding you that AOE has a practice group related to diversity, equity, inclusion, and is something that we feel very strongly about helping our clients with. So if you are being asked by your employees, by your shareholders, by your customers, your clients, maybe your members, what is your DEI program? What is your platform? Let us help you. This is a very important thing, and we'd very much like to show you our assessment tool, as well as help you from a communications and organizational strategic standpoint. Trend number 4 is public relations. And AOE started back in 2001 as a PR firm. So it's fun to see that PR, even though over the years it's evolved and it's changed, it's still very much alive, even though it looks different at this point. So some examples here, PR continues to be a top way to reach audiences with third-party credibility. We see some examples here of things that we did for different clients, including American Concrete Pipe Association. And then also, I'm sharing this example because it's a good example of how, if we go back to trend 1 in terms of how we were looking at content development, having content out there actually is how a journalist found us and then needed us to comment on something on behalf of a client. So PR does work, that content marketing does work. Example here, testimonial from one of our clients that PR still continues to be a great way to get in front of your audiences. And then trend 5 to wrap up is a continued emphasis on previous trends. So what does that mean? Well, we're seeing a continued interest in short form video, podcasts, even billboards, et cetera. So I can share that when we saw a lot of interest in podcasts at the beginning of the pandemic, I wasn't sure whether they were going to stick. And many have actually found that it is a great way to deliver content to their audiences. And those podcasts are actually growing in frequency. So if that's something you're interested, super easy to set up. We're happy to help you with that. Email is not dead. So e-blast programs still are really very, very effective. So if you don't have an e-blast program, or maybe yours is stalled, let us know if we can help you with that. We have a lot of best practices in terms of how to make sure that you're getting open rates of at least 3%. Industry average, it usually celebrates 7, and across all of our clients, our average open rate is somewhere between 30 and 40%. So we think we have a really good method to in terms of content and delivery, et cetera. And then also share billboards and radio ads, things that we haven't done for maybe 10, 12 years. We're starting to see those pop up again, probably related to workforce development more than anything, but that's something that's going to go into the next year and maybe beyond in terms of a trend and a big need. You can see here an example of something we did for one of our clients, a billboard recently, as well as local radio spots. So moving into 2023, what are some suggestions and just some highlights to summarize here? So first is optimizing existing and future website content. If you would like us to look at your website, to go ahead and maybe put some topics through Demand Jump, we'd be happy to do that for you and just give you some ideas. Consider a geofencing ad campaign at your next trade show. So if you're going to a trade show and you want to make sure people are coming to your booth, let's look at the potential of using that tool Feather. Also, look at your sustainability and your equity action plans. We would love to be your partner with regards to diversity, equity, inclusion, as well as sustainability communications. Turn your existing webinars into podcasts. Great way to recycle content. Again, back to integrated marketing communications. And then don't forget that PR still very much has a role in today's marketing realm. So with that, I'm going to thank you for listening today. Should you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us. We are happy to give you free counsel, free advice, free input on any of these trends, a free assessment and ideas for you. Thank you so much.